Super League basketball is levelling up British youths. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
Nixon will transfer it, then he'll go, then he loses it and gets it back under control, and then the man arriving for the trailer is Mervyn James again.
Rye slows it down. Nobody better at that than Aaron Rye.
Rideau rejected. Here's Bertino, they need a quick break. They've got the quick break. Have they got the 2 points? Yes, they have! Sharks suddenly take the lead from absolutely nowhere. Woo!
Not just an outside shooter, Amina Damu showing some lift.
Bounce pass to James, no. Where's it ending up? Bertino, yes. Williams for 3. Is this going to nail it? He's nailed it! That's it! That's the 3 that's going to do it.
Good ball from the Lions. Williams goes baseline. Oh my goodness!
Hello everyone and welcome to the capital for a Sunday SLB battle. London Lions welcome the Sheffield Sharks. Well, the first time for the Lions to return home after wrapping up the regular championship season in Cheshire last week, and then a tough win against Bristol on Friday. The Sharks, on the other hand, are hitting fine form, 3 games in a row, but the last time they lost was against the Lions back on March 25th, 87-67. Well, hello everyone, and I'm Azania Stewart, and I'm joined with head coach from the Women's Lions team, Kyla Nelson. First of all, congratulations, you guys have clinched a playoff seed. How excited and happy are you?
Thank you. No, really excited to be progressing on the women's side. That was a goal throughout the entire year, and we just talked about trying to finish the season where we're playing good basketball on both sides of the floor, and I think that's what every coach wants, is to peak at the right time as playoff starts arriving. So really exciting, and I think we'll see an exciting game here, knowing what's at stake coming up and how these teams want to play towards the end of the season.
Yeah, that's so important, right? Well, let's have a look at the fixtures. This is the 4th and final time that these guys have been playing. Here it is, a full weekend at the office. There's that Bristol game I was talking about. Newcastle fall to Manchester, but a fantastic game. Surrey get that dub as well. Then there's the Sharks' big win against the bottom of the table. And then earlier also Newcastle on Sunday. There's 4 games today, lots going on. The Bristol game, so you have to have your double screen up for sure to keep up with all the action, and also on the Gladiators and the Riders later on. Well, let's have a look at the standings, and London Lions, like I said, have finished the job, but they're at the top there at 23-5, but real interesting in that 2 to 3 spot, especially the 4 there is the Sharks, as they have the same record. So earlier I got to speak to the head coaches. We started with Atiba Lions, and also head coach Sabonis. Okay, coach, a real dominant game on Friday versus Caledonia. What are some of the things that you can bring in today?
We're just trying to play a better team game, move the ball more, generate more assists. I don't think we created enough assists the first half of the season. Now we're really trying to drive that ball movement.
Nice. In pre-game, I saw you getting some shots up. Is that something you do often to relax your mind?
If I get a chance to, that's what we all got in the game for, right? Basketball kind of puts in a good headspace. So if I get a chance in the court, I'll sneak some shots.
Nice. I saw some go in, so good job. 5 games left of regular season. Are you trying to, push for a better seed than 4th?
Yeah, we're really just trying to build momentum. We haven't played a probably a consistent kind of game of basketball as a team, just because of different situations, injuries, what have you. So we're really trying to build our culture and our identity going into the playoffs.
This will be your fourth and final time playing London Lions. Have beaten them once before. What are some of the things you're going to focus on?
Got to take care of the ball. They were quite aggressive on defense, and intensity kind of caused some turnovers that, hurt our momentum a bit during the game last time. So we got to take care of the ball and match the physicality.
Perfect. Good luck today. Okay, a battle-tested win against the Flyers, Coach. What's some of the things that you can emphasize in such a short turnaround for today's game?
Again, staying clear to what we do. Our stuff defensively. We've been struggling with offensive rebounds, boxing out. The first half we had 11 there. We fixed it in the second only with 13 total, so we got to keep getting better on that. This is a team that have athletes that can go on and crash, so we just got to get a little better on those little small details.
The fourth and final time that you'll be playing Sheffield Sharks this series is 2-1, especially how they shot the ball. They shot 15 threes against Caledonia. What are some things that you can also, what you've told your guys on the scout?
Again, like in this league in general, everybody shoots. They got a lot of guards that can really create for themselves, and this team is not an exception. So we got to be close to Nixon. We got to be close to Williams. They got a lot of good players. They're playing better, so we have to be prepared for that.
And your first game back since around the court, it says SLB triple winners. Coming back home, how do you guys feel?
It's always good to be home. It's good to celebrate with the fans, but we still got to get the job done today first, and later we'll see what happens.
Perfect. Have a good game, Coach. Well, we wanted to pick out a couple of guys that playing really well, Callum. For me, Tariq Phillip, one of my favorite players on the Lions, is coming off a 23-point game and 8 rebounds in that Bristol win.
Yeah, and a great job he's done all season. That was a highlight game for him against Bristol there. And a lot of it just comes from his grittiness. He understands just when Lions need a bucket. And a lot of times in that Bristol game, they were fighting, they were tied, they were down at some points. And it just seemed like when the ball was in his hands, everyone was able to relax. And he knows when it's going in, as you get to see these highlights here. He's not afraid of going downhill, getting contact. He's able to score on all 3 levels, which makes him really hard to guard. And he's just got that mentality of he knows how to turn it on.
Yeah,
he loves the battle.
Yeah, and on that game he had 16 points, 3 threes. And you're right, he just breathes confidence. And I really think when he's playing well, the Lions play well. Well, the other side for the Sharks is Nick Kern Jr., where he's also playing some mighty fine basketball.
Yeah, really nice basketball. And some stats that might not jump out at you at the page with 12 points a game, 4 rebounds and 2 assists, but it's the little things he does for that team. Turns defense into offense. He's running hard, and one thing that makes him so deadly is his combination of athleticism with control. You see there, he's able to use his body.
Yeah.
I think in this next clip, it shows he gets up there, but able to control and find a way to finish with finesse.
Yeah, really nice.
Absolutely. So his ability to just draw defense inside the paint makes him very dangerous.
Yeah. And you're right, and that ability to kind of double clutch, hang in the air, that's not easy, but he makes it look easy, and there's the nice reverse. But playing with so much confidence, a rookie coming out, and just, a really a key piece for the Sheffield Sharks. Well, let's have a look at the Sheffield roster. And they've kind of, been up and down this season, haven't they? Kind of getting some good wins, and there's their starters. Chapman in there, Ali Hodgetts they've picked up, Dirk Williams I love. He obviously used to play here at London Lions, so this is familiar territory. Ratinho has been a part of the furniture, really, at the Sharks.
Yeah, this starting 5 plus Prentice Nixon will be feeling really confident after the Caledonia game. All 6 players had double digits in the 113-point win.
Yeah.
So they know how to play together. They're figuring out how to find each other to be more successful. And if that starting 5 are able to score the way they did last game, it's going to be a really great one tonight.
You're right. Well, here is the London Lions starting lineup, and they have changed so many times. Well, in their last game against the Bristols, I saw Adamu was in the starting lineup. Today, not so much. So Rye, Williams, Phillip, Shavar, Reynolds Jr. and Jordan Williams gets a start. So different every single time. You don't know what you're going to get from them.
You don't, but what a privilege for Coach Sabonis to be able to mix and match based on matchups on the other team. You can kind of change up the way you want to start. in order to try and match up with a Sheffield team that like to run, shoot the ball highly. One thing for Lions, we've seen that they need to start well, or teams are able to stay with them throughout the entirety of the game. So it's going to be important to see how that new starting five gets on.
Yeah, you're right about that, actually, because even their Bristol game, it was a game of two halves, right? They come out and Bristol just kind of get themselves in a good rhythm, confidence, and they got this uphill claw. What they do is, like I said, a privilege. They have a deep bench, and that's really helped them deep into the season. Well, the guys are on the way out onto the floor. And how's it been with you? You start your same five every game, or you change it up?
We have a consistent, I would say, 3 or 4 that normally starts, but again, depending on matchups, we then switch that last spot, whether we go a bit smaller, a bit bigger. If we're more defensive focused to start the game, if we really need to stop certain players on the other team, or actually offensively we need to get a rhythm and have our more scoring 5 out.
Yeah, really interesting. And I've got to speak to Sabonis on the Baseline podcast about it. I was like, Coach, why don't you start your same 5? And he said, really, it's the type of guy he is, really. He wants his team to stay ready, so they don't have to get ready, shall I say.
Absolutely. And I think the cool thing about that too is he can go off based on rhythm. He's got such a deep bench, as you're saying, who get opportunities to play in these games, and actually you just go for the 5 that are matching well together, that have been playing well and seem to figure it out. So yeah, I think it's really cool that he gets to make those choices every game.
Well, there you have it. It's almost jump ball time. A Sunday fun day game here in the Copper Box. They call it the Lions Den, as they win jump ball and wearing their home black uniforms, and Sheffield Shark in their yellow away uniforms. Here's Tariq Phillip with the first shot of the evening. Can't get it to 4. Is it evening, late afternoon? It's a 4 o'clock game on a Sunday, so whatever time. The sun's still shining, hey? Okay. Here's Ratino. Taking his time, Alahodzic down low. I like this battle between him and Jordan Williams.
I think both teams have started with shots they'd be happy with. They just want to be able to convert them early.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. Here's Aaron Wright, decides to not shoot it and goes one-on-one. Reynolds gets to that sweet spot, gets the friendly roll.
Hey, Wright and Reynolds gave up 2 pretty good looks to create an even better one, and as you said, that's his bread and butter there in the middle of the court.
Yeah. And nice little down the middle. Need to finish that one, because now here comes the Lions down the other end. Dean Williams. Nice no look, and Williams gets blocked.
And that's the balance you have to find with your Sheffield. They definitely need to have some pace. They had 13 less field goal attempts last time here at Copper Box, and they struggled to score, but it's then giving the Lions opportunities downhill.
Reynolds trying to find something. Phillip, he's got 7 seconds to work with. The crossover. Nice step back, no defense in his face, and splashes it in.
And for Tariq Phillip, that's almost a layup. He looks so comfortable in that step back, and they gave him way too much time to knock that one down.
I like that. You're right about that. He is so comfortable beyond the arc. Here's Williams. Nice little cut. Martino wide open, trying to answer. Still haven't found a way to tick over the board. Now Williams wants to get one. Dean Williams. There's so many Williams in this game. I'm going to have to say their full names, aren't I? Chapman asks for the screen. Ball is stuck here. Nice little drop off. Alahodzic is fouled from Aaron Ryan. We'll go to the line for 2.
And the Sharks saw some success in their ball screen action last game here, especially with that baseline cutter as well. good job finding Ali Hodges in the middle who can make really good decisions there, and he was able to draw the foul and get himself hopefully 2 easy ones to get some flow into the Sheffield offense.
That baseline cut is kind of a bit of London Lions' own medicine. They love to put, especially Brown Jr., Shawnee Brown in the corner, and then he just comes on that baseline. So they're going to have to figure out how to defend that as well. And there's a Tiba Lions. In the pre-game interview, I joked with him about his pre-game shots. He was making them. He looked pretty good form for coach. And he
it's the last thing that goes is your jump shot. Yeah. It's the last thing that goes.
This is it's about trying to get something, and that is misthrown.
Yeah, that's a good job by Sheffield, just making Reynolds second guess with Rye on that side. And now they get the ball here to try and generate some more offense.
Yeah, they need a bucket here. Down low. And he just goes for a mid-range and drops that one in.
Yeah, nice job there. Use the dribble to get his rhythm on that mid-range. And they're going to have to make some one-on-one shots and finishes with the Lions switching so much.
Here's Phillip. And then he turns it over, pushes it out to Dean Williams. Reynolds Jr. There's that baseline cut from Dean Williams. Can't get it. He's got 2 seconds. He's got to throw something up, and they've bailed him out and fouled.
That's so frustrating when you're the coach. When Chapman did such a good job keeping Reynolds Jr. in front and a little reach. Now you got to play defense for another 14 seconds.
So Alahodzic is giving that foul. Here's Phillip. Just trying to probe. Open Aaron Rye. Good offense. Really good offense.
Absolutely. On time, on target. Full screen action. Nice job finding the open Rye.
Yeah, and the defense obviously just magnets over to him because they so much they're worried about him. Alahodzic, he wants the one-on-one against Jordan Williams, decides to recycle the ball. 4 seconds. Chapman, he's got to go to work. Tough. Here they come again. Good defense. Is it going to turn into good offense? Decides to slow the ball down. Ooh, could have been a travel there. And a good defensive possession. And a foul from Williams.
And surprisingly, Lions are coming out with the pace today.
Yeah.
On offense, they've been moving the ball a little bit more, whereas on the other side, Sheffield are moving it and the ball gets frozen, which means the Lions defense are able to set up, so then you see the rotations to get that deflection on the shot, because there's not enough flow in the Sharks offense right now.
Good point. Head coach for a reason. As Dirk Williams has to push the ball back out. Chapman. Nice little turnaround. High arcing, splashes it in. Stunning.
And sometimes you just got to find a way.
Yeah, yeah.
And Chapman did that on that step back.
That's the basketball gods all the way up. And Price. I like those two together. They really look for each other. Obviously, Price even resets the screen and he can come off of it, Phillip, but he passes so well to Ethan Price. This is a tough pass.
Kerr not happy, feeling like he got pulled a little bit on that one to prevent him from going to get that ball.
Yeah, let's have a look here. Oh no, this is the nice turnaround. Goes out of a shot. That's how high that shot went. So 10-5. There's that screen I was talking about from Price. Now he resets for Shavar that tapped out. Oh, that's a tough box out from Chapman, and they've called a foul on Shavar, Reynolds Jr., I think.
And again, we've seen this all year, Lions stopping the fast break, forcing Sheffield to take it out and have to get into the half-court offense.
Yeah, that puts Lions on 3 team fouls. What do you think about that stopping the transition play?
I think it's so important, especially in the men's game, because they can create advantage so quickly. So to be able to stop it and be able to set up again is important, but then you've got to be able to balance that with what's going on in the game. If you have any other foul trouble, it's then hard to take that one.
Yeah, because they got the depth as well.
Yeah, it always helps, but then also referees call it a little bit differently. So just been making sure it's not an unsportsmanlike as a skill.
Yeah, you've got to be in front of the ball. So they definitely do that. And also then you also put the team in shooting free throws really early. So down low, Aaron Wright using his strength. And he goes against Chapman. And that is Chapman's first foul.
Just shows the versatility of Wright there. He's hit a 3 already. On that possession, he recognizes the smaller Chapman guarding him, so he posts up. Just takes his time, gets to the position he wants, bodies him out the way, and draws the contact.
He's so strong, honestly, so strong. He's a mismatch problem. Like you said, can shoot the 3 well, posts up, and is finally into a nice flow. It's taken him a bit of time. I've given him a hard time. He's one of my, I wouldn't say good friends, but we have nice chats off of the court, and finally getting into some good rhythm. And you really want to be playing your best basketball coming down to the playoffs.
Absolutely, and you've seen Cheshire, Aaron, right? So you know
I have.
Kind of the role he had on that team, and he's been able to adapt really well and still be effective with the Lions.
One thing he does really well is rebound. So offense working or not, he's always going to hit the boards. He plays tough defense. It's a real glue piece for this Lions team. Well, here's Dirk Williams.
Yeah, another glue piece here.
Yep, indeed. The crossover floats in the air. No. And Wright with one of those rebounds I'm talking about. Philip over to Mo Salawade is in the game. Looking for a pass, Dean Williams. Nice little flare screen. Oh, Philip in his bag, just mishandles it. He's got to go now. He's got 2 seconds. A step back high, arcing 3. Who comes up with the rebound? Stays with London Lions.
Much better defense there, though, by Bertino. To be able to just contest that step back of Tariq Phillip. He's unable to finish the play.
Yeah, you're right. Well, there's a timeout called 12-5, and there's a bonus there. Constantly coaching his team. He's either getting his steps in as he runs up and down the sideline, but he's constantly doing a wonderful job. Well, from the field, the Sharks are 2 from 6. Kind of struggled to get anything easy. This is a nice one from Nick. So the guys that we said, watch out, been playing well.
Yeah, Nick had a nice highlight here previously. I think with the Sheffield team, it's when they're successful, they're hitting 3s and they're getting to the free throw line.
Yeah.
And right now they're 1 for 2 from the free throw line and they're 0 for 1 from the 3-point line. So can they start getting a rhythm from the outside or being able to draw contact? It also means Lions don't have to rotate in a different way and they'll get to see different bodies they can exploit. It just doesn't feel like Sheffield's found their rhythm yet.
And hopefully it's pretty soon because we know how it can get. But also Nixon hasn't come into the game yet, so hopefully we'll see him soon. He's also another guy that I've watched for a long time. Here he is actually, also Glasgow Junior, a veteran piece for them, Nixon. This is a nice 5 coming out onto the floor.
Yeah, Nixon coming off a 20-point game. He was 3 for 6 from the 3 there against Caledonia, so he should feel confident getting this offense going.
Here's Joel Scott showing off his footwork.
Yeah, the biggest mismatch problem probably in the SLB and Euro Cup at times when he was healthy.
Yeah, it was tough to see him go down with that hamstring because you're right, I didn't think anyone could stop him, and London Lions were never healthy, and there's a foul down low against Price. And what could have been, you know, what coulda, shoulda, woulda, whatever you want to say, but that's part of the game, right, where you have to manage injuries, and they went out and recruited, brought new players in to fill in the gap, and it's been a tough season.
Coach Sabonis is probably only just starting to figure out his rotations because it's been so different throughout the year. Having Joel Scott back obviously helps him. And Joel's still a young professional. He's not in his prime yet.
At all.
And got a lot of growth to do, which is an exciting thing for him.
Yeah, 24 into his second season in pro, was in Germany and now here. And you're right, I think the sky's the limit as if he can stay healthy, so strong and able to move well. He's already shown off his post move. Salawade goes back down to Scott. He's probably going to go again. They haven't stopped in the last time. Make it 2 in a row.
Yeah, by that second or third dribble, someone has to come down. But the Lions are so good then at being able to kick out and find the extra passes.
I think you're right. Maybe you send a double, right, or some sort of help. Here's Nixon under pressure from Salawade, but he finds a little gap to get that off. That's a push in the back from Ethan Price. That's his second foul.
Yeah, Ali Hodges getting the better of Ethan Price here. That's 2 quick fouls of him, trying to guard Ali Hodges inside. And I love this addition to Sheffield. Ali Hodges, a player that's been in the league, knows what he needs to do to be successful here, and he adds an interior presence for Sheffield.
Yeah, 6'10", and you're right, played at Caledonia, and he's been in the league for a while. Well respected, and knocks down the free throw.
Yeah, and the only one right now for Sheffield getting to the free throw line, keeping them in this game so far.
He knocks them both down. And Big Mike is what they call him. Otorobia is into the game for Alahodzic. So big for big. And also McGusty is in the game. This is good 2-man game. Look, 3 defenders come over to Scott. That's better.
Yeah, but the issue, I mean, it is better offense as well, unfortunately, because the post-up was so great. It drew defense. Jordan Williams flashed to the high post, then stopped there being any outside, so then you're able to get the high-low, and when Joel's that deep, all you can do is foul.
Yeah, he works so early, and that's what that strength of that strong upper body, and where he gets his spots that all he has to do is catch and turn. As he knocks down the first. Buries them both, and a little full court press here from the Lions.
Yeah, free throw's been really important for the Lions throughout the season, where they've had periods of really struggling.
You see they fall into a man-to-man off of that press. Nothing too crazy, didn't trap or anything. And Jordan Williams.
Much better job there by Sheffield. It felt like they had some pace. Everyone was involved in that offense and had Lions moving, able to draw the foul, and now they're at the bonus for the rest of this quarter.
And that's the problem of fouling early, right? That now we have 2 minutes 15 and multiple. It's going to take us a while to get through this quarter, because every time. And if I'm the Sharks, right, I'm getting to the rim. I'm not settling for nothing but a foul and a bucket.
Absolutely, and they found success last time. They drew 25 fouls against the Lions. Got to the free throw line 35 times. But they left 12 on the rim. They were 23 for 35, so it'd be important for them to be able to convert.
Let's go Lions.
So Brown Jr. over to Salawade. As they sort themselves out. Here's McGusty, gets into this sweet spot, but he swings it over to... Nice basketball here. Sharing is caring. That's tough to defend.
So tough with the rotations that Sheffield have to take, because they respect the likes of Joel Scott in the middle of the floor, and nice just extra pass there.
And good smart basketball from Nixon, gets in the body of Williams.
Keep drawing fouls, as you said. The Lions against Bristol gave up 23 free throws, 47 bench points as well, so can Sheffield utilise their bench, as well as 16 second chance points, so you're not getting fouled and you're not making your shots, can you generate extra opportunities for your team?
Well, Jordan Williams has to go to the bench as he moves to 3 fouls already. So probably won't see him until maybe midway through the second, or with Dean Williams and Scott, you might not need to bring him back in. So Nixon at the line, gets that one to go as well. Brown. They're taking their time here. McGusty comes over the top. They like this offense, and the on ball comes. Salawade, little fake. No, that one rims in and out.
Yeah, right shooter for the Lions,
Yeah.
but Sheffield in that zone will be happy with that shot selection.
Dirk, nice, one-legged jumper.
So smooth.
Yeah, so smooth indeed. He's another guy been in this league for quite some time, playing so comfortably with the Sharks.
SLB KD, really.
Yeah, okay, I like that one. Here's Brown from the three-point line.
Nice shot there by Charlie Brown Jr. He comes in and just splashes it early. Someone with a really high field goal percentage.
He's playing awesome, and actually my co-partner down in Cheshire, Dan Routledge, gave me a lovely stat that London Lions, they average each player 16 points. Nobody averages more than 16 because they're able to go so deep. As a rebound there from Nixon. It's the lowest from, I think it was 2008, that nobody is averaging over 16 points.
Wow, what's that? It shows the depth.
The depth, and who do you stop? You know, who do you put? Usually you have, 1, 2, 3 top players that you're saying, okay, we're gonna shut these guys down. This is what we're gonna do. But all of them average 16 points. So who do you stop? And this is the thing, McGusty's playing well, coming off an MVP in the cup. And okay, last few seconds here of the first quarter. Dean Williams has got the last shot. He's got to step back, create space. And that will do it as the London Lions finish the first quarter, 23-15, the Sheffield Sharks.
And coach not happy about something.
I told you he's gonna get his steps in and coach his team. Right. So first quarter in the books. There's our stats. Oh, 57% from the field for the Lions. That will do it. 8 from 14. And the Sharks 0 threes. They knocked down 15 on Friday against Caledonia. They would like some of that magic in here, I'm guessing.
Absolutely, they would. They'd love to see the likes of Coutinho being able to hit one.
Yeah, and Dirk.
Yeah, obviously Dirk, we saw that mid-range from him. But actually also, Sharks have not had a point in the paint in that quarter.
Right.
So yes, they need to start rolling from the three-point line. I think that's a huge part of their game and a huge part of how they are able to score at a high rate. But they have to find a way to balance it out. Good job though, being able to draw fouls inside the paint and get themselves to the free throw line with Ali Hodgic.
And also 7 assists though from London Lions. They're really sharing the ball, and that's been a plus for them.
Yeah, it has, and we've seen it, we've said it, it's about team basketball here.
Let's have a little look at Joel Scott's highlight reel. Stunning moves. And takes his time, great poise in the paint. Defenders come over.
I think when you're defending Scott in the post, you can't give him that kind of rhythm, 1 bounce, 2 bounce. Either you've got to come into him and create contact, or you've got to release it so he's not ready, and he gets the balance. Exactly, pull the chair. Because he just is able to just find the timing to then pop over the top of you. You have to give different looks so he can't get comfortable inside.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, actually, giving him different looks. Do you trap? Do you hit him early? Do you try and deny him the ball?
Right.
Maybe sometimes when somebody's killing you, I remember when I was playing top players, you might have to front and hope that the backside of the defense can come over and kind of like squish him in, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the guard pressure that Sheffield can put on will help with that fronting, because they won't be able to lob it over the defenders, the 2 defenders in front of the ball.
That's a wonderful point. Well, here come the Sharks out. for their first offense in the second quarter. Here's Glasgow Junior. Nice little pass. Oh, and a slip there. Don't know if they're going to call a foul or...
Interestingly, that was the fun thing we talked about with Cam McGusty. Glasgow Junior, just a great point guard. They're able to just find a perfect spot.
Let's have a look.
Lob it over.
Hopefully that McGusty's on the front side and then Solowade comes over to help. So the example I just asked, but the Lions are doing it instead of the Sharks. Okay. Here's a nice drive, trying to find something to go. Somebody's got to get open here. Glasgow Junior, he's got 2 seconds. He's got to rise up one-legged, and that's an air ball.
Tough shot there, going to his right, shooting with his left. A lower percentage look maybe, but something he can knock down when he's in a rhythm. But I think Sheffield will want better possessions than that one.
McGusty over to Brown, gets the ball back. Here comes his drive, pushes out. This is good ball movement, but broken up, so they'll reset. 4.6 seconds.
Yeah, the zone is giving some troubles to the Lions there. Good job of closing the gap of the McGusty drive and rotating to not allow the easy catch and shoot elsewhere.
Brown rises up, no. Nixon falls into his hands. Doesn't have numbers, so decides, gets the drive. Has to shoot a tough contested shot, Brown down the other side. He likes the post. You can see Glasgow Junior, that's a good defensive possession for them. Look, now the double. That's a fantastic pass, though. Here comes Scott, puts the ball on the ground and is fouled. Wow.
What a possession. He tried it, though.
Yeah, he did.
He tried it, and wow, if that would have gone in, that would have been a highlight for the year.
Yeah, he smiled, though. This is an incredible pass, but this is good defense to get the ball out of his hands. But that baseline pass is not easy at all. And then there's the foul, and he'll be going to the line for 2.
Yeah, much better, as you said, defensively. I thought Chapman did a great bump on Brown to not to be able to stand his ground. I think for that one, Ocharobia actually could have started to go out to Scott a little bit sooner because his help wasn't needed as much on that play.
Salah Hodgetts comes back in the game. He's only got 1 foul, but he's got those 5 points. Been solid. So that one rims in and out. Averaging around 13 points, 5 rebounds and an assist this season. Oh, and here's the full court trap here, making the Sharks speed up. And do they get it over in time? They do, barely. With half a second. It's Troy over Chapman. He's got 3 seconds. Time is starting to drain. He has to let one go. And Williams is broken up. Good hands from McGusty. Comes down. And eyes, and bad transition from the Sharks, but can't finish. And the foul from Solowade.
Yeah, 2 possessions that they would want back. With the Lions' pressure, Sheffield only had 14 seconds to get through their offense and left with that deep Chapman 3. Charlie Brown would be hitting himself a little bit on that one. You got to make that bunny. He knows it. He ran hard. Reward yourself by finishing that one. Instead, Mo Solowade has to take the foul.
And Brown Jr., great baseline conversation I had with him on the London Lions podcast. He's played with LeBron James at the Lakers and just talked about how incredible it was. And there's the ball is tipped back in bounds as McGusty will come up and gets a screen from Dean Williams. He likes this mid-ranger, but goes down to Williams, and Nixon has to foul.
What a lovely 2-man game there. Early offense with the drag screen. and just he always kept his eye on Dean Williams, it felt like, as he was attacking.
Yeah.
Nice job sealing.
Yeah. His ability to keep his eyes up, he's surveying the floor the whole time. McGusty.
But if you're a defender, you have to go to him because of how great of a scorer he is. I think that's what Sheffield needs to do, is find their scorers. They have multiple players that can put the ball in the bucket. Just are they able to do that within the flow, which has got the London defense moving to make it a little bit easier for them.
And that's when I think people have the most success against London, when you get them moving, having to play multiple movements within in their offense. But when you're just kind of the ball sticks, is sluggish, that's when they're at their finest. They're able to switch, talk through it, and now they drop into a zone.
Yeah, giving Sheffield a bit of their own medicine here.
Absolutely, and they swing it over to Nixon, wide open. Those are the shots that you need to knock down, but Ali Hodgetts with the second opportunity. He's looking for a pass. And little skip through, and somehow doesn't get it up. Ali Hodgetts, no, and that's a shot clock violation. Whoa, I thought somebody was going to score that, but even then, they don't get a point.
I mean, hopping around the rim, I think they were expecting one of the Lions players to maybe foul at the end of that, but whilst you're in the zone, you're going to be able to find ways to rebound. I guess do something after the fact.
McGusty trying to find something. Here's Sandy. Skips through the paint. That's a nice little bucket for Kieran Sandy.
Yeah, nice. Off the 2 feet, floated through the air a little bit.
So they've gone back into a man-to-man here. Nixon. That's better from him.
And that's someone you want to get rolling in this game.
And he needs to, he needs to get himself going. McGusty, and the ball is slipped out of bounds. Wow, Nixon, go on. Diving for that.
Yeah, doing it on both ends in this first half. We see him diving, and previously comes off, still handoff, has some time and space for the step back and the long 2, and he's more than capable of making those shots.
He's had some really good games this season with the Sharks, averaging 13, but I've seen him drop some really nice buckets. Here's McGusty. Sandy has to shoot it quickly. I don't know if he knows. So Nixon, jump ball. That's a quick call.
Yeah, Lions get possession back. I think they're unhappy there with not being able to draw that charge, which made Coach Lyons got frustrated.
And has got a technical foul. So there'll be free throws coming.
Yeah, it's the argument is it has to be something, whether it's a flop warning, whether it's a charge. I think there was contact in it, especially with how strong these guys are playing and a lot of mid-post action. But instead, Lions get Reynolds Jr. to the free throw line.
Shabbat knocking that down. Let's have a look here. All right, yeah, what is it? Nothing, and that's where coach gets upset, and then the Lions score on that possession. So not only the free throw, we had a bucket too. Here's Ali Hodgetts. Decides to recycle it back out. Little mid-range jumper, that's pretty.
Really pretty, and I think Sheffield got to keep going through Ali Hodgetts. Let him be decision maker, get the screens going. That's a great person to have the ball in your hand.
And Kern's starting to heat up a bit, but this is a good dime as a nice slashing Sandy gets to the rim, and a timeout from the Sheffield Sharks. They want to talk about it and stop the bleeding as London Lions move to 34 points and Sheffield Sharks 19.
And this is the play we got to see right after that technical. Reynolds Jr., after finding rhythm from the free throws, able to knock that one down, and you get to see his ability to to pass the ball as well, which has been a huge part of his game for the Lions this year. Almost 5 assists, and does it with style to Kieran Sandy.
He sure does, and 18 points in the paint for the Lions, and there's our leading scorers, Scott with 9 and Nixon with 6. And you know, when they can get all their action down in the paint and then they can kick it out, that's when, you know, they're playing their best basketball. But on a nice little roll here, obviously cleaned up the, well, we'll see at the end of the broadcast, London Lions will receive their championship trophy, their third. They've been very vocal about winning all 4.
And it's expected of them in their camp, I believe. That is the goal they set out in the SLB, and they're 3 for 4 right now. But we've seen throughout the year, no one's going to make it easy for them, and they have to show up in order to get this done. And they've got to go through some tough competition, and we've seen who are able to compete and beat the Lions.
Yeah.
So it's still all to play for, and I think that's why the concentration that the Lions team have and the staff have is obvious every game, because they know what is to come still.
Yeah. And that's what happens when you're number 1, right?
Yeah.
You've got a big target on your back, and you have to perform, you have to be ready, because as soon as you slack or take a moment off, any team in the SLB can come in and hand you an L. So I think for them, as they get down to the last 4 games of regular season, is just staying locked in and making sure they're getting all these dubs. Well, here's Alihogic's double team. He's clearly bringing a lot of attention. Nixon, he winds up from mid-range, can't get it to go. And Adamu is in to the game. Also, Philip have come back in. Adamu over to Tariq Phillip. He's in that corner waiting for Sandy. This is good ball movement again. Lovely. Great.
Exactly how Coach probably drew it up. He will be happy with that one. Like you said, ball movement, almost everyone touched the ball, and it's an easy catch and shoot opportunity.
Here's Gun Jr. KJ, I think I can call him. No, he shoots an air ball, hits nothing but London Air as Adamu comes down the other end. Ball swings from one side to the other. This is a nice cut, and Adamu gets a soft touch. And that's a good job from Adamu, being patient and then slicing in there, and no defender bumping him off of his weight. So Chapman, this is an important last 4 minutes here as they turn over the ball. Not a good offensive possession from the Sharks. Down low, Sandy is fouled on the floor from Nixon. And that's Nixon's second foul.
Reynolds Jr. just involved in all of these passes, just facilitating really well, doing his job as a point guard. And defense turning into offense here for the Lions. Dean Williams just stripped Alihodzic, and now they're off to the races with an advantage inside the paint.
And this is where I think the strength of the Lions is shown, because Dean Williams and Shavar Reynolds Jr. go out, and you bring in Aaron Rye and Scott, and you don't drop off. The same energy, the same strength is about to come in. Here's Phillips. Nobody is in his way, so an easy bucket.
Too easy. Sheffield have to start showing their fight. They don't want to make this game ugly, and they've had success against the Lions this year. They've had a win, and they've got to figure out how they get back to that. And that's one way of doing it. Nick Kern finally getting a couple of points inside the paint for the Sharks.
Well, both teams not playing defense on those possessions.
The C's were split.
Yeah, Sandy, they've left him open. It's nothing but net.
Kieran Sandy just done a great job of being a recipient of recognizing when is his chance to score and when is his time to then move the ball on and do his role.
Well, here's Dirk Williams. Got to have your hand up. I literally was about to say that he's going to shoot. Have to have your hand up constantly. Scott is being battled by Dirk Williams underneath. It's a little mismatch that Tariq Phillip wants, pushes it out. Better have your hand up also, because he's going to let it rain, can't get it to go. And Sheffield with the rebound. I know the scout better than these two teams. Is Glasgow Junior. You better have your hand up also on him.
Oh, that's going to be a little breath of relief for the Sharks, finally knocking down the 3, and they're hoping that this starts to generate a bit of a change on the floor here.
They do. They need something, right? They're down 20, and it's just happened so quickly. And Ali Hodgett, oh, that's his second. Okay, I was a little concerned that might be his third. And that 20-point lead has just ballooned so quickly, but this is good. The defense comes in, then you've got Sandy having to run out, and Glasgow Junior knocks that down.
Just recognizing rotations of the Lions, not necessarily taking the first look, but taking your time to get them into more actions and chasing the play, and it's a good job where defense collapses and you're finding a kick out to one of your best shooters. This end now that the Sharks really need some clean stops in order to get back into this game.
So Sandy goes 2 for 2. As he moves to 9 points. So Scott and him are both on 9. Here's this full court press. They're trying to get something, and they get the turnover.
You can't break a press consistently with the dribble. You have to be able to move that ball around and get it over the half and try and see if they have an advantage from that, rather than trying to do it all by themselves.
You tell them, coach. You sub down there and let them know, because that's 8 turnovers. You're right, you can't break it. You've got to have guys cutting in, passing lanes open, help each other. Here's Adamu. Little mid-range. Buries it.
Nice little stop and pop there. But exactly, if you are able to break a press once or twice, they're not going to keep it on.
Yeah.
It just takes a couple times to be able to exploit it, and then they'll soften up.
Martino back in the game. Glasgow Junior and Scott is wrapped up.
Yeah, a nice focused possession there by the Sharks. It was obvious what they were trying to do after the ball screen and find the post up there. Scott had to foul, and it gives Sharks another chance to be able to set something up.
Yeah, they say it's on the floor, so no free throws for Big Mike. This is a nice out of bounds play. That's one of my favorites, when you can get easy buckets from out of bounds when the clock is pretty much stopped.
And that's a big reason why he was our player to watch there, Nick Kern Jr.
Gets it done, indeed. So here's Adamu. Scott runs over for the screen. Phillip gets the defender off of him. Sandy, this will be big. No. I thought Phillip was going to shoot it. He does say.
Family connection we found out this week.
I did see that. From Grenada, right? Was it? Yeah. They're related through the family tree. Here is Glasgow Junior. That's, again, down low. Big Mike against Big Scott, who comes up with the win.
Really nice job there. Just being able to use his body to steal that ball and get it over the top of that rim.
So last 9 seconds before we go into the locker room. Over the top, that's a tough pass. Don't know if I like that one.
Just unnecessary, you're up 20. But you know Tariq Phillip loves a highlight play. And when you are up 20, you have a little bit more freedom to make those kind of choices. And
you do, and a foul from Rye. They have a foul to give, so smart foul. All right, he does. So 2.6. Glasgow Junior will run into that one. No. And that will be the first half in the books. A 20-point game. London Lions have done their job early. It's 48-28. There it is, signed and delivered for you. And there is head coach Sabonis, probably having a chat with him about that last play, right?
Tariq will be able to argue anything on what he sees on that floor, though.
Yeah, great. Honestly, Phillip is having a really lovely season as he smiles, the coach here with the Lions. It's just been a real consistent, not only scorer but rebounder, and his ups, he gets out the gym. I've seen a couple of dunks. I had them in Euro Cup. We made top 5 highlight reel a couple of times actually. Well, here's our stats. What jumps out the screen for you there?
Yeah, Lions coming back and actually having more free throw attempts than the Sharks in that quarter. I don't think the Sharks had any additional from their ability to get to the line in the first quarter. I mean, 3-point percentage, as we talked about, Sharks hitting 15 in their previous game and just 1 for 8 currently, with the Lions at 46%. And then the percentages just show themselves from there, the 2 and just field goal overall. And the Sharks got success against the Lions previously from being efficient, so they're going to really have to up these numbers in the second half.
Let's have a look at a couple of highlights from the first half. And really, the Lions have been in complete control. There's Philip with a nice 3-point shot, as he has 5 points. Shavar has 9. 3 guys have 9 points, Sandy and Scott. Nice one from Chapman, high arcing jumper. And if you're the Sharks here, what are you going to talk about the most in this locker room?
Consistency on offense. I think some of their offense is leading to poor transition defense, which isn't helping their case. Finding more opportunities within the paint through their spacing, whether that's with their post play or with their dynamic guards.
Yeah.
And then how do they get themselves hot from 3? But it's drawing defenders inside the paint first. And then the 3-point shot will be able to come. And the more stops they're able to get, the easier it is to be able to push pace and go downhill.
Perfect. Well, enjoy the halftime content and join us back for the second half of action.
Now boarding the train of thought.
Football. There's a lot to consider. Form guides, injuries, tactics. Here's something simple. Early payout from Boyle Sports. Go 2 goals up and you'll walk away a winner, no matter what. When your team goes 2 goals up, you win on singles, ACCAs, and bet builders. Back yourself at Boyle Sports, home of the early payout.
I'm happy who I am. I'm happy who the parents I have. And my father especially, you know, he taught us a lot of things, you know, how to be a man and to respect everybody and to respect the game and respect what you do. So, you know, it's something that is important, but at the same time, you know, everybody has a father, everybody has a family, you know, and you just try to represent your family the best way possible. And does that, you know, my dad in Lithuania especially has a little extra sauce to it, let's say, or in Europe in general. But yeah, you know, I'm just happy for the father I have. He loved us. He taught us a lot, you know, and he always showed us the way. Everybody thinks like, you know, it's automatic that my dad's going to push us to play basketball or to do basketball. He never did. He never wanted. He's like, you guys do whatever you guys want to. It just happens automatically. You're just around the game the whole time. You know, you're going to practices. When he was in Portland, you know, then, you know, we moved to Spain and we get put into basketball, you know, but when we were in America, we did everything. We did football, golf, tennis, soccer, or football in that case, you know, did everything. And it just happened to make it to basketball. We were good. We liked it, you know, and we understood the game. And that, but like for example, my big brother, he stopped playing at 18, you know, and my dad didn't mind it at all, you know. So yeah, my brother's working in a hotel. He's a hotel manager. My sister's in Japan. My brother's obviously in the NBA, and I'm a coach. So, you know, everybody just went their own path. So my dad wasn't a big, you know, that we had to do basketball, but yeah. In the last 2-3 years playing in Spain, I already started doing the coaching course in Spain to be able to do it. I was always asking a lot of questions to the coaches. I always realized coaches were getting annoyed by me because I'm asking why we do this, why that. Does this make sense? This doesn't make sense. You know, so I was already, you know, my last 3 years, my last year playing, actually, I was coaching one of the youth teams at the club that I was playing just to get some, you know, traction. And then, you know, for the course, you needed to do it. And then at 27, when the offers that I wanted weren't coming, I knew it was going to be eventually going to happen. I thought maybe if you start earlier, I can get higher faster or you know, younger or whatever the case may be. So I'm very happy I took the decision, and, you know, here I am. I am a hard worker. I believe in hard work every day, discipline. But I would say that everything happened. I'd probably be surprised that everything happened so quick that I'm a head coach in London, you know, Euro Cup and SLB, you know, at 33. But I'm very thankful again for the opportunity, for everybody that allowed me to do this, to have the coaching staff that I have and the players that I have that are very, very, very easy to coach and very, 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 very good rounded people.
It's the first time we've ever had a major final in British basketball here at the AO Arena.
The 2026 Super League Cup Final is underway. Harrison drains the three. Gale to the basket. Out to Hottinger. Three is good for Ronnie Hottinger. Lewis spins to the basket. Great finish off the glass. Ciara finishes under the basket. Gale dancing around the outside, steps back. That will do it. The Sheffield Hatters are your 2026 Cup Final winners.
This has all the right ingredients to be a fantastic final.
Speed from Phillip getting to the rim. To the spin move. What a finish from Gabor Savoy. Steps away. Johnson splashes. Another three. Jordan Johnson is on fire here in the final. There's McGusty and he's fouled as well. Jordan Johnson again. What a play from Tariq Phillip. McGusty does go, and McGusty from the elbow, and it is London who've made it 2 from 2. They are the Cup champions.
I think as an English player, growing up, you never, for me at least, I never really imagined playing in England until maybe, you know, towards the end of my career with opportunities here. But yeah, like you say, when I finished my college career and I kind of got contact from London Lions, it was kind of like an opportunity thing. I can't pass this down, to be able to play Euro Cup level, like you say, play at one of the most decorated clubs. My sister's had experience here playing a couple of years ago, and her experience, and for someone who's English to be able to play in your home country and play the level we're playing at and do that as my job is something that was, you know, too good to not do. For me at least, I think the biggest thing is just being open-minded to everything. I think obviously the transition from being a senior in college, where you're seen as one of the older guys that's more experienced, that you've seen a lot of the college scene, to then going to be in the first year the rookie again, where you're kind of opened up to a whole new realm of, like you say, Tariq, J3, that played professional basketball for 8, 9, 10 years. So I think just being open-minded, learning from loads of different people, and also just enjoy it as much as you can. I would say the biggest thing is just keep going. It's a long race. I don't think there's any shortcuts or any. I think a lot of the time people are looking for certain tips and tricks to get to where they want to go, and I think a lot of the time, from my experience at least, it's just the person that keeps going. I would say. I think I know a lot of people that maybe I was in a similar situation with them when I was 17, 18, and I kind of just kept going. I'd say there's obviously certain stuff, a lot of hard work, a lot of luck, that's gone into it, but I just think just keep going and make. I know it's kind of a bit cliche, but just, that 1% every day, add a little bit that's going to help, over 5, 10, 15 years of your career.
Super League basketball is leveling up British hoops. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
Well, welcome back everyone to the Copper Box Arena, where London Lions find themselves up big, 20 points. It's 48-28. Well, there's a lot going on today on Sunday. Sunday Fun Day is what I like to call it, as Newcastle get that massive win against the Surrey. But also, look at that final score, Manchester versus Bristol. That is a huge win for Bristol. Obviously, they played Lions very well on Friday, and then coming in and getting that dub. And then obviously our game and also going on is the Leicester Riders, who are up against the Gladiators. But wow, Bristol.
Yeah, Bristol, what a huge win, as you said. And sometimes playing the Lions like they did on Friday night just gives them the confidence and the rhythm to understand that they can score against anyone in the league and they can compete. And they must have done a great job of being able to control the game against a really good Manchester side.
Indeed. And we saw the standings at the start of the game as we watched the stats, that it is really to play for as we come down to the end. Well, here's our stats. The one thing I like to point out for the Lions is the 15 assists. I think they're really sharing the ball very well, finding the open shot, not really rushing anything. They're getting to the free throw line. That's a nice number. But for me, the Sharks also struggling from the three-point line, especially when they shot so well on Friday.
Yeah, efficiency is key. Efficiency is absolutely key for the Sharks on both ends of the floor. As you said, Lions sharing the ball, everyone's feeling good right now. So it's diminishing their options. What are you willing to give up, and defensively keeping your standards to that? They have to start generating stops, drop Lions' percentages down a little bit, and then the other side, that should open up and lead to better offensive looks to help them boost their productivity as well.
Well, the second half is underway. As Reynolds Jr. will start. And McGusty's in the game for this second half, starting. Also Brown and Price, they did not start, so they've gone with a different...
Extremely different.
Yeah, see what I mean? They just change it up anytime. Here's Scott, he's wide open. Lets that one go. Nice Soaring rebound, and here comes the Sharks.
And we've seen Joe Scott absolutely knock those kind of shots down, but for the Sharks, that might be the shot they're willing to give up to be able to try and rebound and do something on this end.
They miss Ali Hodgetts down low on that time. Here comes this. Ooh, he wasn't ready. Managed to save it. Williams makes something out of nothing.
Much needed bucket there, and Sheffield hoping now Williams able to keep this going and knock some more down in this third quarter. But I'm loving this zone off.
Yeah.
You don't see it too often at this level, really, for long periods of time.
Oh, the zone off, indeed. That's exactly it. Here's McGusty. He loves this mid-range jumper, can't get it to go, and Ali Hodgetts with the rebound. Let's see if Lions go back into a zone.
They might be matching up in their transition D.
Yeah, they are, but they're filling up the paint, especially with Price. Nice little drop-off pass, but McGusty breaks it up. Brown comes down the other end quick.
Brown is so good at transitioning from one end to the other. He recognises he got the ball and he knows when to just go. And we've seen lots of that throughout his time here.
He's had a great career, Brown. There's a nice dropout. This could be a turnover. And Dirk Williams has got Brown on the floor. Ratino, he likes the three, can't get it to go. Good rebound. Finish that one.
Ali Hodgetts absolutely earned the right of that foul. He worked hard for it after setting some great screens, being able to find space. He was open on that dive where Ratino ended up shooting the three, but just led to him having good positioning inside to get the offensive rebound. And again, he's back to the free throw line, and drawing fouls has been something he's done a really good job of so far in this game.
Doesn't get that one to go.
Yeah, we talked about free throws and being a huge part of success of Sheffield. They were up at 35, we said in the last game. They made over 20 in their win against the Lions. That one, Ali Hodgetts was not able to get it to go. And they're the ones you really need when you're chipping away at a game like this.
So Reynolds, he's wide open. He likes that mid-range. And between him and McGusty, the most beautiful mid-range jump shot in the SLB, honestly. And that one's going to be a charge, and Scott is down for quite some time.
Always willing to put his body on the line.
That one hurt, didn't it?
It definitely did hurt. And you never want to see this of any players. You see the second, I think he maybe got hit in the face. Get to see it again. Yeah, an elbow right to the face. Oh, that's an eye-watering one.
Kyla, the one thing I didn't do in my career is take charges.
It's a long way down.
I'm not doing it.
It's a long way down. I always just forgot to fall. I got bumped and I liked the physicality and I just never timed it well enough.
Here's McGusty. Good ball movement. Finds Scott. Over the top to Price. The quick two-man switch. That's good defense from the Sharks. I like that. If you're a team, that's how you two-man switch out quick to not let the mismatch happen. Here's Chapman, loses the defense, can't get it to go, and Brown.
Yeah, that's a tough one and done there by Sheffield.
McGusty. That's how you know he likes the mid-range more than the three, because he was wide open there. And here's Price down the middle, strikes it home.
And that's what makes him such a special big, his ability to stretch the floor, knock it down, draw Ali Hodgetts out, who just left him way too much space on that one.
And you're right, and as the game is developed, your big man is able to shoot the three now and do a bit of everything. There's a foul, they can say offensive foul.
It's a tough one there for Sheffield. Have to be able to see that again, but they need to get a field goal off every possession to give themselves a chance to get back into this game. They can't have possessions
empty,
like that one. No empty possessions, exactly. And that's the smaller Chapman on Joel Scott,
Yeah.
who's drawn a second foul there on that end. Just great timing and ability to get hit by that screen.
So Brown over to McGusty. Very patient here in this offense. Comes the screen from McGusty, loses his handle. Good patience, trying to find a hole. He does, skips through. Easy money.
Yes, quality two-man game.
Yeah.
Just, nice job there. Ethan Price just staying around to make sure he connects with the defender, and McGusty does the rest. He does the rest.
Really good point there. Don't need anything more than that screen. Nick Kern Jr. tries to get one to go, can't get it, nobody rebounding, so McGusty brings up the ball. 5 minutes 40 on the clock. Now he's having fun with it. Here he is, front of the iron, and they're pushing the back from Price. This is third, so they're probably going to go to the bench.
And that's a shame because we get to see this highlight again. McGusty getting the defender in the screen and able just to split then Ali Hodzic. And it's a shame about Ethan Price being in foul trouble because when he's been on the floor, he's been really effective on the offensive end, especially. You just saw him knock down that three, but yeah, that third sent him back to the bench.
Yeah. And that last one from McGusty, Ali Hodzic couldn't do anything because he's on 2 fouls. He can't afford to pick up a third foul. So there's our leading scorers, and Shavar Reynolds Jr. goes into 11 points leading the scorers, and also Nick Kern Jr. with 8 points, and nobody in double digits for the Sharks. And this is where you can't afford low-scoring games. You cannot, especially come here, they call it the Lion's Den, and not get easy buckets and put pressure on the rim and make Lions have to work. But they're up comfortably, 57-31.
Yeah, for the Sharks, you have to either be able to score by committee or one of your top performers has to go off to have a chance there. And what I really like to see is Kieran Sandy, one of the top 3 scorers of the day. He's only played 7.5 minutes with 9 points and been really efficient in what he's come in to do. And that just shows everyone on the Lions side are ready when their name is called.
Yeah, indeed. And also the Sharks have got 11 turnovers now, and Lions are able to score 10 points off of that here. They need a bucket and try and chip away in this 5 minutes 19 in the third. Nixon, he's got 5 seconds to work with. He decides to let one rip.
What a tough shot by Nixon. Just quiet the crowd there and kept Sheffield in it. They can find a few more shots like that for him. Threes allow you to get back into the game pretty quickly.
And they've got to defend, you know,
Yes.
They've got to get stops. Here's McGusty in his sweet favorite spot, but doesn't make it, falls back out to Reynolds. McGusty swings it over into Price. Steps through, ooh, overshoots it, and a shot clock violation. There's the defense that we called for.
And that's the stop that you wanted. I think Sheffield would have loved the clean rebound to start with to get down the floor, but they'll take this. They'll take it, the clock stopped, and they're able to now come down and find a way to try and score.
Yeah, they got the bucket, they got the stop. Can they get another one? 2 in a row. Nixon, Ali Hodzic, they're leaving him wide open. Over to Dirk Williams, he's feeling it. There we go.
That's more like Sheffield. That's more like him.
Come on, Sharks.
And Coach Savonis doesn't take much time to call that timeout because he knows it's a dangerous day if Sheffield start getting hot beyond the arc.
Yeah. Good job from the Sharks to answer back, but bring it back to 20 points. And, you know, for me, I think this is going to be a test for the Sharks. Here's the last couple of threes from them is, do you just pack up shop, start the bus and go home now, or do you dig deep and really find yourself working super hard and not giving up? I think that's the most important thing, and right now that's a nice little run from them.
And the thing is, the season's still to play for. Both teams are on the back end of the regular season, about to get ready to start playoffs. So every game matters in terms of what you're preparing for. It might not necessarily be about winning this one, but how do you get your guys in a flow and rhythm of playing good basketball to be at your best during the playoffs?
Yes. Especially the Sharks, as they're in that 4th seed spot.
That's a tough spot to be in.
Yep, there is.
But that's what's been fun about the league this year is on any given night, people are showing up and different teams are winning. And we saw that middle of the pack kind of group where it's still all to play for. Sheffield being a part of that, but you're right, being on that 4th spot means that potentially you've got number 5 and it's a harder route. Sheffield have proven that they can win big games and score at a high rate.
Yeah, but can they be consistent? And that's my problem with the Sharks. Sometimes I see them, I'm like, wow, they're so good. And then they have moments that I'm like, they kind of question. So, like I said, these last moments here, can they defend? Well, they get the stop, as that comes off of Ethan Price.
Nice recovery by Oli Hodzic, who had to help on that screen and able to recover just in time.
But another stop. That's 3 stops, yeah? Can they get their 3rd score? Kern, he goes for the mid-range. The tip up and in from Ali Hodzic. And Sabonis runs over to the referee and says there was interference.
He doesn't miss a beat, does he?
He doesn't. I'm telling you, he'd be up and down that court, running down the referees, his players. He's on it. Here's McGusty. Price runs up for the screen. McGusty drops it off to Price. It's good basketball.
So hard to guard when you've got the likes of McGusty coming downhill at you, and a nice little tip off there to Ethan Price. He's shown his versatility on the ball screen, how he rolls, how he short seals, and we get to see him there. Nice screen, rolls, just waiting for the ball,
pass, yeah.
Just waiting for the rotation to happen.
And I've spoken about this season as a post player, you know, I had my days. You have to rely on the guards to get you the ball. You guys, you as a guard in your prime, a very good one that you can create your own shots. You don't need the ball as a jump shot here, can't go as Brown gets a rebound. Whereas a post player, you have to rely on your guys to get you a good pass, make it a good pass. Can't get the finish there and they'll come back down. So it's just so tough as a post player, and I know the struggle.
Absolutely. Passing's becoming a bit of a lost art, but it's so important for the game. And I think for post players, it's recognizing it might not be the 2-game, but how do I create my opening to then get a better angle to give it to the post?
Yeah.
And I think the Lions have shown that in today's game. And guards are constantly looking inside, which is nice to see.
You're right, it is a lost art to get a perfect pass that you can just catch, turn and score. Here's Dean Williams, his eyes are up. He wants the one-on-one, the mismatch.
Much better standout.
That is.
By Nick Kern. I was just about to say good defense there.
And Kern, you're right, fantastic defense, but then you've got to be disciplined enough. Look, watch here. He takes the battle, love this. He's standing his ground, but then look how the hands and the body is coming in. And you've done your job. You've made him have to shoot a difficult shot. Now just stand up straight.
Exactly. And instead now Dean Williams is getting 2 free throws on the line.
And also Nick Kern Jr. goes to the bench. He's got 3 fouls with that, so he has to go out of the game. So Williams hits those free throws. Only 4 points from Williams. Here's Dirk Williams. Can't get it to go. Rye with the rebound.
Just finding those bigger scoring runs for the Sharks here.
Down to Dean Williams, good ball movement. Ethan Price, back of the iron, but they get an offensive rebound. Those are the rebounds that hurt you, Sharks. Oh, ball nearly lost. Back into Mo, and he's blocked. And they finally get a rebound. Goes over to Dirk Williams, and he's fouled quickly.
And with these early fouls too, these players aren't getting any rhythm in their shots because they're just getting stopped and withheld as soon as he starts to do that in transition.
Yeah, much lower. There's the pass for Dirk and the foul. Much lower scoring quarter here. London Lions winning 13-11. As we got a minute and a half. Dirk Williams trying to find a pass. Nixon, he lines one up. Can't get it to go. Who comes up with it? Rye doing his job on the boards. Oh, behind the back and leaves Ratinho in the dust. And +1, that's nice. Add it to the highlight reel, please, and thank you, because it goes from all the way down the other end. Left the defense on the floor and nobody picked him up.
Yeah, just did it by himself on that one. Get to see it right from the rebound. Rebound and go. Lovely behind the back cross that just gets rid of Ratinho. And then he changes up his pace, gets the bump and finishes with his left. Positionless basketball.
That probably hurt Jordan Ratinho's ego more than anything.
Oh,
you know?
Oh, for sure. No one wants to get
crossed over. And anyway, Rye comes down the other end. Excellent job from him. And he will miss the free throw, though. That doesn't finish off the excellent play. Glasgow Junior into the game. He swings the ball over. Trying to find something here. They've got 5 seconds to work with. Nixon in the corner, wide open. No, overshoots it. Rye with another rebound. It's his 6th of the evening.
Ryan's doing a good job of just being there and being active on the catch of the shots.
Nice from Rye. Nothing you can do about that. Even with Glasgow Junior hedging down, he just takes his time, doesn't he? Nobody rushes Rye.
A split and just physicality with that move, but it's hard at the smaller guards to be able to compete with that down low.
Well, a 2-3 zone here from the Lions as we run down the last couple of seconds in the third. Over to Nixon. Nice little fake. Oh, doesn't get it off. Wonderful defense from the Lions as they'll have 0.8 left of the third. And come on, between Nixon or Glasgow, somebody's got to shoot the ball.
Absolutely. It's time recognition. You have to be able to manage the game. And that's another possession where they didn't even get a shot off. And when you have Glasgow Junior and Nixon on the floor, you do expect one of them to be okay with just putting one up. With the shooters that they are.
So they've moved the clock to, I think it's going to be 1 second. And let's see the point of a number, 1.7. That's what's in the arena. Remember, after the game, we'll have the official presentation of the trophy for the championship regular season. There's 4 trophies you can go and get in the SLB. The trophy, the cup, the regular season, and then the playoffs. Here's the last second. Mo Salawade all the way down the other end. Hits the glass.
Why not?
Why not, indeed. And that's the score. And I like, in the NBA, they don't count that as one of your shot attempts, which I kind of like, actually.
I like it too.
Yeah, well, there's the end of the third quarter. London Lions 60, it should be 66 in the arena, 65 on your, oh no, they've just changed it, sorry. Now it is 65 to 39. Well, okay, 3 quarters in the books. And Kyla, quite a low-scoring quarter, especially for the Sharks, for both teams. It was 17 to 11, the lowest for the Sharks, as you see the stats.
Yeah, you felt like the energy was kind of sucked out of the air in that quarter. Very half-court dominant. Lions obviously wanting to control pace, just being really assertive on where they want to find the ball and taking their time on that. But yeah, percentage you see Sharks going up a little bit from the 3-point line, which will be something they'll be happy with, especially if Lions stay in that zone. I think they can find a few more shots. Free throws again, Lions upping their free throw count and Sharks kind of staying the same. Assists 18 to 10.
Yeah, it's a nice
there
number
as well. You can just see there how the ball is moving differently on each side.
And only 6 turnovers, that's not on your screen, but London Lions looking after the ball with 6 turnovers, and the Sharks have turned it over 12 times.
Yeah, 10 points from those turnovers for the Lions, being able to capitalize off of the mistakes.
And only Nick Kern Jr. is the only Shark player with 10 points. Here's Nixon. Nixon has 9 points. He's able to knock down that 1-3. Need maybe a few more. And I feel like he could be so much more aggressive, Nixon. Like, I feel like he has some of his best games against the Lions. And today, just a little bit, what's the right word I'm looking
Tentative,
for? Yeah.
I agree. He's shown he can score, he's dynamic, he can shoot the 3, he's athletic, he's had multiple 20-plus point games. With the Lions going in and out of zone, it makes it hard because there's multiple defenders kind of crowding him, maybe. But you would think Coach Lyons would want to get him rolling in this fourth.
Indeed, that's the travel. Yep. Sadly, I always say you need an oyster in London to travel around here, darling. Turnover, easy call with the referee's eyes on Big Mike's feet.
Yeah, another empty possession.
Yeah. And now they got to play defense. Here's Salawade. He's looking for, whoa, that is a terrible pass from Mo Salawade, just a bit lackadaisical.
Trying to get that lob, but Glasgow Jr. just bumped Dean Williams enough to stop his momentum.
So, Nixon, we said we wanted him to be aggressive. Here he is, rises up, misses badly, Rye with another rebound. Dean Williams over the top, good hands from Chapman, and that's the defense I was talking about, right? Come from behind as a foul from Dean Williams.
Yeah, absolutely. As you talked about, that fronting defense means the guard has to make the perfect lob pass, which then the back defender is able to steal. I think Lions just trying to slow their tempo down and be really methodical about what they're doing offensively, but now Sheffield are able to read the eyes because it's just taking a bit too long.
Yeah, and when they slow down, I think it really benefits the other teams. You know, when I've seen them take their time, it doesn't work for them. Oh, here's a steal from Adamu. He's out to the races and he double clutches. And we needed a bit of a highlight.
We absolutely did, and from such an athlete there, turning defense into offense.
Here's Chapman out to Nixon. Can't get the 3 to fall. And Adamu, he's feeling good now after that highlight. He's got a little pep in his step. Ooh, it's knocked away.
And you talked about Lions taking good care of the ball game, and that's 2 early turnovers in this quarter.
Chapman. Glasgow Jr. Nice little floater, that's in his game. Can't get it to go. Rebound again. Chapman. No! Come on, Sharks, give me something.
Yeah, a lot of short finishes, a lot of shots that are hitting the front of that rim.
And a kick ball, and actually made me a little fatigued. Both these teams did play Friday.
Yeah, and Sheffield exerted a lot of energy on their scoring. With 113 points, that takes a lot, and sometimes when you have such a great scoring game one day, you come out and you can't hit a barn door the next, and it can get frustrating. But that's just a part of the game.
Mo Salawade, no. And Wright with the rebound. They're going to take their time, reset. Good little fake, that's a tough pass, and you said passing is an art form, and
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Sheffield are starting to not over-jump to things defensively. They're kind of just being more solid, recognising the patterns that Lions want to have, which is some sort of ball screen action. If you can't go downhill, then you're looking for an interior pass, and that's just a good job of stopping that.
Well, 7 minutes and 28 in this fourth and final, and really the Lions have done their job early. It's 67 points. And the Sharks have just been on an uphill battle. I kind of just blinked and it went to 20s. Quick, didn't it?
It did, but there's something we talked about to start the game was actually the start of the first 5 minutes is so important to the Lions.
Yeah.
You see when they don't start like that, teams are able to stay with them throughout the entirety of the game. We saw Bristol Flyers, the most recent example of that. But that difference of starting lineup might be a good thing for Coach Sabonis. Maybe we'll go back to that. We saw obviously Jordan Williams in there as one of them starters, and then it means in the second half we saw he started a whole different lineup. So it's just about each game. What do you need out of your players to be able to get you in good momentum for the rest of it?
This is tough, and able to get his own rebound. They call him Big Mike for a reason. So Solowade will bring the ball up. Adamu. Waiting for something. Here comes Rai. Adamu wants the one-on-one, puts the Jets on, good hands, and they'll reset. 7 seconds out of bounds.
Yeah, a bit of a nothing possession there.
Yeah.
Just ball staying in the same player's hand. Obviously Lions know they've got this cushion.
24-point game. Rai has to go to work here. Shot clock's dying. He likes the turnaround jump shot. Doesn't put a lot on it.
Yeah, both teams maybe a bit fatigued. A lot of short shots around the rim.
Rai trying to get the foul. That's a push three. Comes in and out. And Rai, let's keep an eye on his rebounding. That's his 9th rebound, and he's got 9 points. So a double-double lookout. Solowade. Adamu keeps the ball alive, knocks it down.
He's been really impressive from the three-point line, Adamu, this season. This is someone you think of as a full athlete, but actually he's shown his ability to stretch the floor with a mid-40% at times this season.
His Dirk Williams uses the bank. It's Sunday, but it's open here in the Lions' den.
Hey, they'll take it. They'll absolutely take the bank three today.
But you know that about Dirk, you know, he loves the three. You've got to constantly have your hands ready. Ball slips out, it's tapped. They've got numbers. Here comes Dirk Williams, and he'll rock the rim easily. And the thing about Sabonis, he don't like no little run of offense. He says, no, timeout quick.
No, he's controlling the entire game, regardless of the score. There's certain things he wants to see out there, and if he doesn't like it, he'll tell them. But good job by Dirk Williams. That's 5 points in a row for him. And yes, you know you need to contest him, but his length gives him the ability to shoot over bigger bodies. You see Jordan Williams just dropped his arms for a slight second. This is enough for him to get it over the top.
Yeah, makes him pay, doesn't it? I like, we call them the SLVKD. The Kevin Durant. Here he is. He's long, he's lean, he's athletic, able to get out, can shoot the three well.
Yeah, so, and he's a vet. He's a vet of the league at this point.
Super vet indeed. So at 31 years old, here's our leading scorer as he moves to 13 at 56%. That's a nice percentage, and a bit of a highlight for the Sharks right now as they struggle in this game. And on the other side, Reynolds Jr. with 11, multiple guys with 9. I think Rai with 9, also Joel Scott. Kieran Sandy, we haven't seen him in a while. He got those 9 points early, didn't he? And also Adamu with 9. And that's what I was talking about, that stat that Dan Routledge gave to me, is that all these guys are averaging 16 points. It's like you don't have one superstar, you know, like other teams, or 2 to 3. And sometimes it's good for them, obviously, because it comes in what's the right words? They've got so many weapons, but also I've seen them struggle at times where who's going to take that shot? You know, who's going to put the team on their back? So I guess they'll use these games also to find out, or maybe it's just their style.
Exactly. No, you're right. There's positives and negatives to it. I think the positive is, how do you scout a team like the London Lions? You can't have a 4-pager with every single player
Yes.
on the bench with descriptions, because it's just too much information for a team. So,
especially when you turn around really quickly.
Exactly.
You know, you play on Friday and you got to play on Sunday.
But you have to acknowledge and respect
Everyone.
all of them in their right, because they come out and they're able to contribute to the Lions side.
Yeah.
But like you said, the negative is then you question what is a good and great look, because there's so many different options out there on the floor.
Indeed. Well, Dirk Williams right now is the hot hand for the Sharks. Glasgow Junior. Here's a vet piece. Nick. And that's a big bump from Sandy. I could see that from that angle. Perfect from our angle here.
Nice job of just creating the angle with Kieran Sandy on his side, and then as an offensive player, you normally win those battles once you get them there. Kick out there by Glasgow Junior. Kern then just turning the corner, timing perfectly with the bump to draw the foul.
Kern with 10 points this evening as he misses, and Copper Box fans doing their job, making some noise, trying to put him off. And that's one thing I've learned, you know, basketball, I wouldn't say is a new sport, but to a lot of people who come to this Copper Box as they've done their job, is they haven't watched basketball a lot, and they don't really know the rules of, like, you've got to make as much noise as you can at the free throw line to put them off. But when I speak to fans, it's their first game here, and it's great energy. Here's Williams is able to score.
Yeah, when you have the Lions playing basketball like that, you're going to get crowds coming back. But you're right, it's about teaching British fans how to enjoy basketball. We're very polite as a country.
Yeah, you're right.
Which is interesting considering the football culture. We need to be able to introduce that a little bit, but
we're so polite. That is perfectly described of what we are on the basketball way, because when when Lions were in the Euro Cup, other teams, you know, we had Besiktas here, we had Turk Telek, we had multiple different countries that come, and they brought their fans, and
it felt like an away game for the Lions sometimes, right?
And it went off, and I feel like that's kind of a teaching class 101, how to be a basketball fan. Here's Dirk Williams as he adds to his count.
And that's the thing about Dirk Williams. Once he sees that ball goes in, he's not going to hesitate putting it up again, and he finds it himself getting a streak going.
Here's McGusty out to Adamu, who's wide open on this left-hand side. Can't get it to go, and Dirk finds himself with the ball. Running Nick Kern, Glasgow Junior, lefty sniper, can't get that one to fall either. Good look though, I don't mind that for the Sharks as Rye is fouled.
Yeah, very good look there by Glasgow Junior coming down on the trail. But it feels like some life's come into Sheffield in these last 5 minutes of this game, which will hopefully help them into the next game next week.
Yeah, we spoke about that, right? Of like, are you going to shut up shop and go home and sulk, or are you going to dig deep and play till the very end? And that seems to be the case right now. Here's McGusty trying to find a hole, and Dirk with the good hands. There's that length that we were talking about. The kick out to Dirk, who's been absolutely on fire. Can't get it to fall.
And you knew that one was going up as soon as it hit his hands.
I would.
Absolutely, he's earned the right. Hit a couple today, especially in the second half. And they're chasing the game.
Yeah. Well, in the table, the Sharks are 15 and 12, and above them is Cheshire, who have the same wins but one less loss to Manchester, as Rye is stuck in that corner. He's trying to go one-on-one. Good fake.
Yeah, and you see
good
Cheshire.
Good defense, better offense.
Yeah, for sure. And Cheshire coming here to the Copper Box soon to play against the Lions.
Yeah. Yeah, Cheshire are 17 and 12, and Manchester are 17 and 11.
Yeah, and so Sheffield got Newcastle coming up as well, which should give, I think, Sheffield a chance to get back to scoring at a high rate. You see Newcastle up in the hundreds quite a few times this season, so that's an interesting matchup coming up.
Yeah, Dirk had to shoot that one with the shot clock winding down. Rattles in and out. Adamu gets the screen from Jordan Williams. Ooh, tough pass. And there's one of those things that we're talking about. Here's Dirk Williams. He's got McGusty hesitating back and gets the soft touch.
That's
Lovely.
Really lovely move there. One footer floating away. Just like his length got him over for that bank shot.
Yeah, tough move from Dirk Williams, who's just come alive in this fourth quarter. Here is Sandy out to McGusty.
Yeah, Williams doing more of what he used to do here at the Copper Box. But then you got the likes of McGusty being able to hit that mid-ranger.
Yeah, McGusty moves to 6 points. And Dirk, he's got a lovely little move, and boy, brilliant job. And yeah, timeout, Sabonis. You need to talk about Dirk Williams because he is going off. He's just dropped his 20th point, and in this fourth has just lit up the Lions.
He has. Everyone knows he's capable of that. He's turned it up at the end of this game, and he's a streaky guy. He saw that one go in, and you know it's a good day if you bank it from the top. Gets out on the floor, transition dunk there, nice job. And the fourth has just all been Dirk Williams on the left wing. Just catch and shoot, and then with the ball in his hands, he's dangerous, crafty, gets it to that right hand and over the top of the smaller McGusty.
Well, the Sharks are winning this fourth quarter 16-12, and it's all because of that man there, Dirk Williams, having a great fourth quarter as he moves to 20 points very quickly. I was saying, you know, oh, there's only some guys with 9 or 10, but no, he just exploded here in the fourth quarter. So what are you going to do, London Lions? Do you double him? Do you deny him? Figure out a way to slow him down because he is on fire.
And for Coach Sabonis, it's probably the principles of knowing the likes of guards and longer guards that they're going to see later on in the season, and having to be able to stay in front of them is an important part of what he's trying to do defensively. But Dirk earns is some rest on the bench now.
Whoa, you sub him? I don't know if I do that. He's on fire.
It's that balance of, I guess, you know, you've got a lot of the season to go.
Yeah.
Is it worth having it out here at this time of the game? But actually, he's feeling it. Potentially let him stay. And
what are you doing as a coach?
Personally, I don't like to sub off a player that's just hit one.
Yeah.
As a player, I hated it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do that to mine. But when the game is at this point, you got to then balance out, is it worth having him out there?
Yeah.
Where something could potentially go wrong.
Well, McGusty knocks that down with the shot clock right running down.
And he's hit his 20. He's done his job for the day.
Yeah, you're right. Rest up. So, Glasgow Junior will bring the ball up. Waiting. Gets it back. This is good ball movement here, but now they've got to go. 6 seconds. This is the battle. This is going to be a foul, +1. And what it was is Jordan Williams just wrapped around Big Mike.
But that's a big guy to try and contain inside the paint.
Look at his left hand here as he bumps him, then you see it's kind of hooked and giving him a hug.
By the second bump, he realized that there wasn't much he could do. So all he could do is grapple with him and hold him up there. And Big Mike, or Jerobia, able to still finish with the hug.
So 22-point game and make it 21. A little full court press from the Sharks. Nothing too stressful though for McGusty. So a minute, 10 seconds left as we come down. McGusty takes the bump and they're going to call a foul. Patient whistle.
Yeah, very patient there, but McGusty doing a good job of just lulling defense a little bit. First comes off the screen and he has this little hang dribble. You'll see coming off. There's the hang to be able to check the roller and what the defense is doing. He recognizes he has Ocherobia staying with him in the place, and then he knows he's got the mismatch to be able to create.
And he just bounced off Ocherobia, didn't he? Big Mike. He kind of tried to drive and move him, but he ain't going nowhere. So McGusty goes to the line knocks it down. Gusty also having a nice season, had a couple of injuries, struggled to his hand. He was out a pivotal moment in the Euro Cup for the Lions, but he's back healthy. So they'll take their time here, moving the ball from one way to the other. West over to Glasgow Junior. He gets it back, lets it ride. That rims out a tap to McGusty, and he will slow things down.
And that's a good look for the likes of Glasgow Junior, who can knock it down, but something about rhythm when the ball just goes from left to right rather than inside out. If you think about a shooter, the amount of passes you usually get from reps is from an inside out pass. It changes the way you shoot it when you're getting it from one side to another.
That's right. Well, Sandy misses that one. Glasgow Junior puts the Jets on, swings the ball to the other side. Martino takes the bump. Yeah, see?
Paint touch, kick out. Now you've got close out and rotations. And a good job, Martino. You just showed he's more than just a shooter to be able to get that layup done.
Yeah, and they've got away from that. I think they really got lured into slowing down to the Lions style of basketball instead of getting out, running, and that will do it though, as they dribble out the ball and the fans stand up and applaud their London Lions as they get the job done. 81-60, a huge win here on a Sunday early game. There it is, signed and delivered to you. Well, second half, the Sharks were able to win that fourth and final quarter. That's something they can be proud of. 21-16. A round of applause from head coach Sabonis.
Yeah, the only quarter Sheffield got to the 20s in that game, which just shows Sabonis's schemes defensively were working today.
Yep. Yeah, well, make sure you stick around. We're gonna show and present the SLB regular championship season, and I was speaking about it in the broadcast that the Lions are trying to win all four in the British League. There's the trophy, there's the cup, there's the regular season, and then also the playoff trophy. So they've won all three. They did that last week in Cheshire, but this is their first game home.
Yeah, before we get to that, just to finalise kind of the end of this one.
Yep.
We saw Sheffield's percentages started to boost up, but just a little bit too late, and a lot of that came from Doug Williams in that fourth. London Lions, though, did a really good job overall, over 50% from the field.
It's a nice number.
Yeah, really nice number. 38 points in the paint at 60%. I mean, that's even nicer.
Yeah.
And then from the three, just able to score enough and a decent enough percentage that just broke the game open, really.
Yeah, and the 21 assists.
21 assists, 36 rebounds. It's a solid job done here.
Yeah.
Where everyone scored apart from Mo Solowade today. 11 different scorers for the London Lions.
And they got it done early. That 20-point lead really broke open in the first half. That they could just, you know, they didn't relax. They stayed on point, and that's what it's all about. So here are the crew coming through to the middle as Dean Williams.
I have a question for you. Do you think trophy-wise, is there one that is the most important, or the one that feels the best?
Oh, that's a good question. I think I do think the regular season one is a nice trophy because it kind of just rounds up how hard and how long the season is. But it is those championship trophies are special because it ain't easy to get to a final. So that is a really good question. I like them all. I won them all. Yeah, I'll take them all. I won them all with the London Lions. We done it first, and the women, and now the men are trying to join.
Yeah, I think the exciting thing is there's a lot of teams that they have to go through to have that chance for the 4 out of 4. I think it's important for the first one. I think it stamps your mark in the league to be like, now we've won this first trophy.
Yeah. What do you think? Regular season, or you like them all, or what?
I mean, I'm greedy. I'd love them all.
But what's more important?
I think the first one. I think regular season shows a consistency of what you've done throughout the season. But actually, playoffs for me, playoff championships. There's only one team that can finish with a win, and to be able to say you're that team is huge, I think, and everyone's at that point playing their best basketball.
Yeah, and also the trophy is early in the season, you know?
Yes.
It's early in February.
Yeah, a lot of changes from then to the end of the season.
Yeah, so much happens as you try and develop and get yourself going. So they've had some really up and downs this season on the lines. They've had some injuries, and they've managed really well. So nice moments here with both guys.
I think they're looking at Joel Scott's face after the elbow we saw.
It's like, oh no, he's got a little cocoa on his head, doesn't he? Oh,
on his right eye, I think you can see that's gonna come
swell
up tomorrow. Puts his body on the line.
Well,
again.
here's the trophy being handed to Dean Williams. Here they go as they raise the third trophy of the season. London Lions sealing the deal in the championship trophy. It's a nice trophy.
Very nice.
That's a new one.
It is.
I haven't seen.
We're evolving in the SLB.
Yeah, that's really nice. So they put a third trophy in the cabinet as they add the two. They add the cup that they won last month, and then also next to it is the trophy. Trophy. There it is. Congratulations to the London Lions as they're chasing one more, and that will be in the O2 Arena. Well, from Kyla Nelson and myself as Anya Stewart, thank you so much for joining the line. The Lions can celebrate on this Sunday afternoon. Have a lovely evening. See you later.
Good night.
Super League basketball is leveling up British youths. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.